Give me your level of excitement. Give me your level of excitement for the 2024 edition of March Madness, as it is just about here. It is just about here. So I've got Music Festival, Blindfolded, and Stardust. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a swing and a miss. A swing and a miss. So number one. I know Iowa Sam's sad. That's the last time he'll hit that number one button on number one. So to answer the question, level of excitement, March Madness 2024, on the Maller scale of excitement, 1 to 10. 1 to 10, with 10 being unwrapping random gifts that listeners sent in the mail because they enjoy the show. 1 to 10, 10 being, hey, there's stuff that we got. We don't know what's in the box. We don't know what's in the box. So on the 2024 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament, I am at a 2.5. I am at a 2.5. I am. And I'm keeping it real. I could lie, and I know. There's other gas bags and blowhards that'll pretend like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm excited. This is the greatest thing ever. I'm not going to pretend. No, I'm going to watch it because I've got a 4-hour nightly radio show to fill. So I will absolutely watch it, but my level of excitement is not there. It's not. It's a great American spectacle, but it's eroding in front of our eyes. It just is. It's been slowly eroding. The erosion is picking up. Men's college basketball doesn't move the needle much at all. Is that a bad take or is that an accurate take? Am I being unfair to men's college basketball? I don't think I am. It's been 20 years where the last generation of men's college basketball, the star power really exited 20 years ago. In the last 20 years, it's been hit and miss, random star here, random star there, but not consistent stars across the board. The focus had shifted to the coaches. They were the stars of college basketball. You know this, right? I'm just telling you what you already know. And the big names were Coach K and Jim Boeheim and Roy Williams, people like that. They're all gone. They've all exited, stage left. Either they aged out or they just left. And then there's a couple other coaches as well. But imagine, if you will, having a music festival, big music festival every year, and you have that headline act, and then all of a sudden you don't have a headline act anymore. That's the 2024 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament. Where have the stars gone? Hell, Rick Pitino couldn't even make it with St. John's. They could not even qualify, even though they seemed to be a lock when I went to bed on Saturday. It was like, well, if St. John's is in, it would have to be history-changing for them not to get in. Well, St. John's didn't get in. And you know how this works if you're in the promotion business and if you have a real music festival, an authentic music festival, and the headline act is unable to perform and they cancel, then what happens? If you're without your main attraction, you cancel the show. But of course, not going to cancel the show. They're not going to do that. But there's no headliner there. There's no there is what I'm trying to say. All right, now page 2 here. What are your first impressions scanning the brackets? So I have not filled out a bracket yet. I heard my friend Arnie Spanier, who already had all of the teams picked correctly, first perfect bracket in the history of the NCAA tournament. But I look at it and I'm like, this is so foreign, this bracket, because of the changing landscape in college basketball. There were certain pillars that you could use when it came to handicapping the tournament. Pick the 9 seed over the 8 seed, for example. Certain blue blood schools always pick them. They're going to win. They're going to win. Certain coaches. Certain teams that have star players, you'd pick them. But that doesn't exist now. You can't use what you've used in the past now because it's so different, right? And I look around, and some people are excited because they're calling it parity. There's equity in college basketball on the men's side, and I look at it and I say, phooey! Your parity is my averageness. That's what I'm looking at. Mediocrity is what I'm looking at here, which leads to indifference. That's the problem. You need a villain. Who's the villain? Who's the bad guy in the NCAA tournament. Hell, who's the good guy? Some podunk directional school somewhere to be named later. And in terms of the handicapping part of it, as you know, during the football season, we have a football gambling show. It was on TV last year, Benny versus the Penny. We hope it's on again this year. We don't know if this show will be picked up for year 2, but we had it on TV last year, and you're handicapping these college basketball games, and it's like being blindfolded and then throwing darts. Or just having Inca Terror throw darts, our guy in New York. North Carolina, people are talking about how difficult the West is. I look at it, I'm like, well, Arizona's a bunch of choke artists. They're the number 2 seed. And then you got Baylor and Alabama and St. Mary's there in that creamy-like bracket. And so I'm like, well, look, North Carolina looks pretty good. But in general, you're better off betting against the number 1 seeds. Once you get past the first couple of games, betting against them. And so on the flip side, you got, you look around, you're like, well, Iowa State got screwed. I saw some of the yahoos complaining about that and saying the Cyclones, they have the number 2 seed in the East, which is now supposedly the hardest bracket out of the 4 brackets there, because you've got the number 1 overall seed, the reigning champion Connecticut. You've got Illinois in there and Auburn, who rose up in the Southeastern Conference tournament. So it's very crowded. There's a lot of gridlock there in that bracket. All right, final point. Who stands out? Who stands out here? There's got to be somebody that stands out to keep an eye on for you. Who are you looking for in this NCAA tournament? So the way this has always worked, if you've been with the show for a long time, we've been doing this a while, when it gets to Selection Sunday into Monday, my bracket watching is through the eye of a scout. It's Benny the Scout, and I am helping out future NBA teams or future NBA players, because the NBA draft lottery will be coming up before you know it. And looking around and looking at the landscape here, and I'm looking for the pipeline. Where is the pipeline of talent? And I want to scout the stars. Now, it's not a great idea to bet on the stars, but I want to see. Maybe I will. So I look around here, and the 2024 draft in pro basketball is projected to be a dud, an absolute dud. And did you know that half of the players projected to be drafted in the top 10 of the NBA draft are not even playing in the college basketball tournament? They're not even American guys. Or the ones that are in the G League, and the other ones are European players, international men of mystery.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not. Well, don't call me serious, but I am, yeah. And the top college players in this tournament, the ones that supposedly have the stardust, you've got Reed Shepherd, shooting guard, also Rob Dillingham of the number 3 seed Kentucky. They are projected to go in the top 10. You look around, Cody Williams of number 10 seed Colorado. They play Boise State in the play-in game, I believe on Tuesday, the first 4. And Cody Williams, a darling of the scouts, but he's a dime a dozen. There's guys like him every year that enter the draft. But he's projected to be a top 10 pick. And then with a wink and a nod to Jacoby Walter at number 3 seed Baylor, and then you've got Connecticut that has 1 player projected to be in the top 10, Stephen Castle, and that's it. There's 5 players in this that are projected to be in the top 10. Everyone else is a European player or a G League player, and that's all. And so I'll be checking that out, seeing how that goes. All right, fill out your tourney bracket now in the Fox Sports Radio Bracket Challenge. Here's how it works. You visit foxsportsradio.com to register. You should have that saved already. Fill out your bracket and get rules compete against Fox Sports Radio talent and fellow listeners to see who has the best bracket. The winning bracket wins the ultimate college sports trip for you and a friend, with a $2,000 graduate hotel gift card. How cool is that? A $1,500 travel credit and a basketball swag bag. I'm all about the swag bag. You get that if you win this. The FoxSportsRadio.com Bracket Challenge is now live, and it is presented by Graduate Hotels, where college fans stay, and by Tractor Supply. So good luck. Again, FoxSportsRadio.com. Register, fill out your bracket. Good luck to you.